Morris. I called him. He was in the front yard. Everybody's here and doing good. Forgot to turn on all my lights this morning. I'm sleepy. I think what happened for us is daylight savings time didn't really kick in last year because, last week, because we had, you know, spring break week and we were going sleeping a little later. But this week that we're up early, back at normal time, it's really kicked in. Hey, you wobbled.
Yeah, I wobbled. Well, you know, getting on this thing.
That's the hardest part.
Right, it is. But also, first thing in the morning, I haven't had any coffee yet. I mean, I had like 2 sips.
Yeah.
You're asking a lot at 5:30 in the morning.
I understand. Well, in my book I'm reading, you know, they were talking about the planet wobbling because the magnetic poles were changing, so he doesn't know that though. Hey, Stripe. Yeah, the view off the treehouse in the morning when it's dark, it's like looking into the great abyss. Hi, Morris. Hi, sweetheart. Not trying to scare you or run you off or... Good morning, Ruby. Well, it looks like we had a promising sunrise color, but there's a really low cloud to the east kind of blocking part of it. Bummer. It's still pretty though. Like I said, one advantage of this daylight savings time switch is that we're back to having color in the morning again, because it was almost daylight when we were leaving. But it's quickly, you know, the days are getting longer. Still, I like the color in the morning. It makes me cheery, even when I'm sleepy. It's 58 out there according to Ruby, and we're going up into the 70s today, but not 80s. And then this afternoon we have a storm threat coming through, so hopefully that won't be severe. I think it's a level 2 risk this afternoon though, and it's probably going to hit right around the time I'm on the road to get Johnny from school or bring Johnny home from school. So just take it nice and easy. Main thing on my agenda today is to get Panther to the vet for his 11:30 a.m. appointment, and I told Dawn to be ready to walk when I get home. I'm not risking walking this afternoon and him getting busy at work again, which is what happened yesterday. We're all just feeling run down, and I think it's, like I said, daylight savings time for us is kicking in this week instead of last week, because last week we were getting up later due to the unusual sort of half spring break schedule. I had a message from Ruby, auto steer speed restricted due to emergency lights, tap accelerator pedal to continue, which I did and she did. I did feel her start to slow that time. That's interesting. There was like a Napahide, I don't know if, or Napheed, I don't know how you pronounce that, but one of those work vehicles that had the higher lights on it went past, and if I had to guess, she thought that was an ambulance because the lights are similarly placed. Just mentioning, it's not a problem. But you know, they've implemented that looking for emergency vehicles thing here in the last couple of months, and I've seen that message 2 or 3 times from Ruby now. Although I think I'd like to say all of the times not for emergency vehicles. I'll have to try to have autopilot engage when I actually see an ambulance or a fire truck and pay a little better attention. Johnny dropped off late. Well, not actually late, but like later than we want. When it's after 7:30 or 7:30 when I drop him off, that's late. He has to really hustle to get where he's going. Like I said though, his first period teacher, she's not known to be one of those people focused on the very second it turns 7:35 you're late. I appreciate that about her. We do the best we can driving all the way in from Fuquay. So I don't know, not a lot going on this morning. I was real tired last night and I wasn't awake a long time after we had a late dinner. Yeah, I didn't get the video done again, so I'm gonna work on that after our walk this morning. I should have enough time between walking and taking Panther to the vet. I'm a little worried about the weather this afternoon because they said some of the storms might have hail in them. That puts fear in me with Ruby. I'll just have to play the radar by ear as for when I leave. You know, taking the van is always an option, although I haven't driven it in so long now. That would be like a rude awakening. But the van served me well for close to 250,000 miles. So I'm sure I could figure it out again. What was I gonna say? Oh, had a meeting last night about Johnny's summer Greece trip, and it sounds like it's still a go. Minor modifications. One of the things EF Tours was doing is if your child is diagnosed with COVID while they're abroad, they will pay a minor child. They will pay for the parent to go over with and be with the child and a hotel, you know, lodging and the airplane ticket. So I thought they really want people to start traveling again if they're willing to make, you know, modifications like that. That's accommodations like that. That's really interesting. So Johnny's excited, except for the original tour leader. She's not going, and they've turned it over to someone else. Although several other staff people that he knows and, you know, obviously students that he knows are going. So I think it's going to work out. Yeah, Johnny and I just remembered we've got to go to the post office for his passport this afternoon down to Andrew. I've got to pick him up early. I forgot all about it. But I remembered now before it's too late. I'll send him a message and remind him, because I was going to pick him up at 1:30 today instead of 2:10, and he'll need to let his entrepreneurship teacher, high school class, know. Yeah, phew, it's a good thing see, this is why I talk in the morning. That's so I can remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I am so tired today. I'm just tired. But yeah, that's about what's going on. And I don't remember if I finished the story yesterday or not. So just to clarify that, I did ask Raleigh Tesla Service to one more time if they wouldn't consider doing the camera upgrade as a mobile service, and they said they still came back and said that they felt they couldn't do it. So we're still scheduled for, I believe it's Monday, April the 4th, to go in with Ruby for that, and for the horn scroll wheels. The horn and the scroll wheels, since the last time I got them to come back on for that momentary thing by doing a reboot, they haven't come back on at all. And I paused the music a lot because of videoing and not wanting the music in the background, and I'm really missing not being able to pause the music and adjust the music from the steering wheel, because on the X the buttons the volume is way over on the lower right, and it's just a little bit more to reach. So, but I'm sure that the next week or two will pass and it'll be fixed before I know it. So it is what it is. Right when I stopped filming, we were coming up to Hilltop Needmore, and everybody darted to the left, and there was a disabled pickup truck at the stoplight. It's a horrible place to be stopped. After I went past, I was the last car he got out of his truck. I don't know, I'd leave the flashers on and get over to the side of the road, because that was just super dangerous spot to be disabled. He needs a police officer fast to come put his lights up and somebody to help push the car off to the side. As you can see, it's just a cloudy, ugly day out there. Our friends that are coming to visit us tomorrow, Thursday, are driving down from Pennsylvania today. And unfortunately, they're likely to run into some of that nasty weather out there. We're out here. Yeah. I told Don we couldn't wait till this afternoon anyways, because the weather was probably going to make walking not the right answer later today. But he won't have to worry about me pouting today, because we're getting our walk in this morning. Yeah.
Well, yesterday just was one of those really strange days. It's just one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. I mean, it's like, come on. And of course, I didn't get anything I wanted done.
Right. And then they'll be wanting to know, Don, why didn't you get that done?
Right. Well, I did knock out some things, but they weren't things on my list.
All right. We've already got a few drops of rain on us. As long as it's just a few drops, it won't be a problem, but I didn't think we were going to get anything until much later this afternoon.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a blue Model X at South Park. I'm on my half-mile run segment. I think this mother and child belong to that vehicle. I talked to the owner. Really nice. Loves her car. This is a 2020. Has the regular steering wheel, which she said she prefers. Husband wants the Cybertruck. Yeah, so Donna and I said that they must have blacked it out themselves, because the T in the front is chrome on the new ones, but it's blacked out on this X and everything else is. And in 2020, they weren't blacking the X out yet. That's what confused us. It had Ruby's wheels. So this was pre-Model X shutdown. Hey, Johnny, I think they're running a test on the generator. Panther Cat is loaded up back there. One little hiss, but no jerky movements, no trying to get away, nothing with his mouth. It was easy. And I've got raindrops on my window. Well, it's amazing all the documents you have to gather to get a passport, even when you already have a passport. You know, we're doing Johnny's and mine today, but I've got the birth certificates, and I've got his learner's permit, and I've got my driver's license, and I've got photocopies, and I've got the proper forms filled out, and I've got my checkbook, and just all this stuff you have to have lined up. They're supposed to be able to take a picture over there. They said they call if their machine goes down or something to give you time to go someplace else. So I'm hoping they can come through on the picture taking part. But she said the machine was pretty reliable, because I asked those kinds of questions. Been around the block a few times. So hopefully it is, and we'll get that handled today. That would be some pressure off. I am not going on the trip, but should I need to travel abroad because Johnny has any issues, I would be able to get on a plane. So I think you ought to have it whether you're planning to travel or not. It's just a good thing to do, but it is rather expensive, so I understand why some people without a actual need may pass on that. It'll help you make sure you got all your important papers in order, I tell you that. Everything went okay with Panther. I'm on my way back home. It's 12:15 though. As soon as I get home, I've got to leave for downtown. I'm not going to get to work on the video. I'm not going to get to sit down. I guess it's a good thing I got all the passport stuff lined up before I went, because I thought I was going to be home a little quicker. They didn't keep me waiting. It just, you know, it's a process. I mean, I'm not frustrated about how long I was there or anything, because I got there. It was about an hour. They wanted to run a CBC panel, and I said I'd wait for the blood work, which takes 10 to 15 minutes. You know, when she's done in the exam room, she can come back in with the results. So that probably added a good 15 minutes on, which was fine. But he's fine. His blood work was normal, and they did find 2 bite marks on the back of his head, so she trimmed it a little bit and cleaned it out, and gave him a shot, antibiotic, since I can't medicate him. And then she did all of the other shots and the flea treatment and dewormed him, and yeah, she did. He's good to go. And I've seen much work. She showed me a picture of his neck. I knew when she come in and she was going to pull up her phone with a picture that was something was up. I was on to her. But yeah, she took a picture and brought it in to show me. I've seen much worse on Tux, and probably even on Panther before. But hey, we've caught it before it's infected, so with the antibiotic it shouldn't get infected, and we don't want him you know, getting sick and having to deal with that. So that was good. It was great timing on his yearly appointment. I appreciate that. And I made Tux's appointment for 2 weeks at noon, so get him in for his yearly shots too. I told Johnny I'm picking him up at 1:30, so I am a little bit ahead of myself. I'll take the extra 10 minutes to spare, no problem. And it's looking like just light rain this afternoon right now. We had heard like 0.67 inches was forecast. It's fine with me if it doesn't pour that much, especially while I'm driving. But it's not currently looking too serious out here, so I hope it stays that way. I let Panther free on the front porch to where he could go get back in his doghouse. Gray was a little upset about seeing the crate, but I think they're all okay. I went over the passport stuff one more time. I'm really nervous about having gotten everything right. Hopefully I did. At least on Johnny's stuff. If I've gotten something wrong on mine, I've got time. I've got 5 minutes before I go on campus. Coming through downtown, I am pretty sure I saw a Lucid parked on the side of the road. On the street here. And I did hit the dash cam, although I waited till I was fully right around the corner to do so. He's going to be here on this next block if it's him. Right in front of where that guy's parking. Let's go look at it again, but look at the right camera. I'm fixing to make the turn, so I know that was too far ahead. I'm doing 35 here, it seems. Sure seems faster, right? That's the crosswalk there by the bus terminal. It's Capital City Police. There's about 2 more blocks before I make my turn. There it is, right there. With that Cylon looking head front, and I guess it looks pretty close on the back. It's pretty easy to spot. I am not a fan of the styling on the outside. I was watching a little bit of a clip of a Monroe Live video where they were given an overview, I guess, of the Lucid Air. And I thought inside it looked pretty similar in the door panels to Model S with the new fabric and the plaid. X also, the fabric. Anyway, there it is. I thought you guys would enjoy seeing it. I think I've seen this same car 2 or 3 times around town. And I say that because A, I don't think there's that many of them, and B, the color of the car. I'll have to pick up the plate and then I can start confirming. But wonder why he's parked there. All right, I have Johnny. We're headed to the post office in Anger. We need to be there at 2:30. So 2:11 should be just fine. They basically do appointments between 12 and 3 every 30 minutes. Well, Johnny's passport information was successfully reviewed, his photo taken, and paid for and mailed off. So that's all taken care of. My passport was not sent off, and it's because I have my original birth certificate and it does not list the names of my parents on it. And according to this nice gentleman, that is now required. So I will have to contact the state of New Jersey Vital Records and request a new birth certificate, make another passport appointment, and come back and drop my stuff off. Not the end of the world, since I'm not currently scheduled to travel, but you know, a minor inconvenience, I guess, about coming back. This guy was in such a good mood, and I don't know, just one of those people with a good attitude that it was hard to be too upset about anything, considering he was helping us. And like I said, Johnny's got sent off, but just in case you don't have a passport, or even if you've lost your passport, or I think you have a renewal passport, you will now be required to have a birth certificate with both parents' names listed on it. So if you're old like me, you might want to go ahead and get an updated passport that shows your parents' names. I have a hospital copy that has a nice seal on it, but that's not good for anything. And it says my dad's first initial and my maiden name on it. It doesn't actually list both parents on that particular birth certificate either. So I've held on to them for all the years of my life, and they're basically not good for anything anymore. But that's probably good to know, because if I went to get that North Carolina new USID thing, I probably wouldn't have passed the muster there either. You plugging me in?
Yeah, sure am.
Okay, can't forget if you handle it as I'm getting out of the car. But I haven't been forgetting lately. Not really. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Don's gonna go back and pick up Johnny from Taekwondo. I just dropped him off. Houston, we have a problem. We have pine pollen.
I think I'd fire that car washing guy you got. I think he's-
No. I was just trying to say that it's a good thing we didn't wash her a couple days ago because
It's that time.
it would be frustrating, yeah. Panther, come on, buddy. Come on, bud. Won't you come see me? Come on, it's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, I know you've been terrorized by them other cats this week. Hey, bud, come here. Just come see me. Sweetie Pea. Hi, that's my buddy. That's my buddy. Yes, my buddy. It's a good boy. He hissed, but he's not fighting.